Amy Lee, welcome. You'd be, were you 22 now?
I am. I just turned 22.
And you're what they consider in the business a seasoned tourer. You've been on the road for quite some time.
Really? Everyone I know has been touring longer than I have, so yeah, I guess. We have been touring hardcore for a solid year, so cool. I'm good at something. I've learned a trade.
Because the last time we talked, you said you were just getting over the boys' messy habits, and in fact, you joined them. Has this turned again, or?
I'm messy. I don't deny it. I'm under no false pretenses about that, yeah. Well, I think we have a little bit more space now because, I don't know, like, the better that we've done, the more it's like, okay, cool, I don't have to share, like, you know, a bunk, I mean, not a bunk. I don't have to share a bus with, like, 12 different people. Oh my God, what did I just say?
I mean, I just want to talk about Evanescence in New Zealand, because the story's a little bit special. Your first single got considerable airplay here, and through the sheer demand of fans, listeners going into record stores and requesting it, because the album wasn't out, they had to release it a whole lot earlier. Has this happened elsewhere in the world?
That's really cool. I don't know, I guess what happened is the Daredevil thing happened, so that soundtrack went all over, and then the single started doing well, so the company was like, oh cool, let's release the record everywhere, which is like, just a great thing. It's been a great thing for us to get to go all over. It was similar to that, I guess, in the States, only I guess maybe not as hardcore. Like, at first, they wouldn't really play it on the radio stations because we tried to go to alternative radio, and then a lot of the program directors and DJs would hear it and then hear that it started off with the piano and a chick, and would be like, you guys are insane, you know, we're never gonna play this. And then what happened was finally they were, someone would play it in the middle of the night and fans would call in and be like, you gotta play that again. Be like, whoa, people like it. So that's how it started in the States, and it was just like cool. It was really about the fans.
So what I really want to ask you is, have you lashed out and like bought anything stupid or done anything, you know, just because you could?
I travel a lot. Like usually when I have time off, I don't go just like home to Arkansas. I usually like go to Hawaii or South Africa or something. I haven't bought a house, I haven't bought a car, I haven't bought anything really frivolous that I can think of. I'm not really like that. It's not about material stuff for me. But I do like to see the world, so I have gone to some wild places.
Well, let's talk about where you're from, Arkansas. When you get to go back there, what's it like sort of bumping into the friends that you went to school with?
Actually, the friends that I went to school with, the people that I actually did know, I don't usually bump into. It's always the people that you don't really know, right. And they're your best friend. It's like, it's not like that anywhere in this. We're not, believe it or not, that famous. Like, it's not a big deal. It's not like being, like, you know, Jennifer Lopez or something and like trying to walk down the street. Like, I put on a T-shirt and go to the store and it doesn't matter. Nobody knows who I am. It's fine, generally. But in Arkansas, it's like...
Looking back, I mean, especially with where you are now, do you have any regrets about the things that happened in your past?
Everybody has regrets. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. I in no way think I'm some great role model. I think it's funny, like, people ask me that question sometimes, like, you're a role model for a lot of young girls. I'm like, by default, you know? I mean, like, because there aren't any other artists out there that are, like, you know, not stripping, so that are girls. So I mean, like, I had never meant to be some positive role model. I think our music in a lot of ways is very negative. So it's hard for me. It's kind of this, yeah, I do want to be a role model. I want to be the strong feminist, you know, but it's like, you know, I'm not that great.
Okay, now just finally, and I have to ask this, you talked about going through some hard times in October of last year, and that would be Ben leaving the band?
Sure, yeah.
And things have moved on now? Have you talked to Ben?
I haven't talked to Ben. He sent me a text message once. Said Merry Christmas. But we haven't spoken. To be very honest, like, Ben, the part where he left the band wasn't the hard part. It was before that. So it's all been a lot easier since then. We haven't been close for a long time, so the fact that we're not talking actually isn't that different.
Do you blame the band and Evanescence for doing that?
No, I don't really think there's any blame. I think it's just people grow apart, and Ben and I have always been very different and just worked well on an artistic level. So the fact that, you know, he wasn't into it anymore or whatever, like got tired of touring or just decided he was ready for a new project. You know, the same thing, like I think, yeah. I don't know, like I said, I wasn't close to him. But, which is, I know that's weird. Everybody thinks we're like best friends. We really haven't been best friends, like. Yeah.
Well, your liner notes, I mean, Ben wrote, Amy, my best friend, you will always have all of me.
Yeah, I mean, we started out at 13 or 14, like very close. But I mean, I'm 22, like that was a long time ago. And the thing is, like, you start writing music at that point and you're really close, like we were totally tight, but then there's so much growing to do when you're still like you know, like a kid, you know, and we've definitely grown to be very different people. So yeah, that was a long time ago. And a lot of things in this record, you know, I think even all of this record almost couldn't have been what it is if it wasn't Ben and I together. But that's in the past.
So do you think it's a shame that it just sort of ended so suddenly?
No, I don't. I'm really, really, really optimistic about the next record and about the future.
Cool.
I'm really proud of my band, and Terry, our new guitar player, is an amazing guy, and he's really good. And I'm excited to write and just be free of any weird baggage or anything. It's just going to be like a great record.
The new hit, My Immortal. With 3 hit singles, the rock album of the year is Evanescence, Fallen.